Welcome back, everyone, and let's get into the business of the day. We are now going to look at the length and the distance conversion. Length or distance is the measurement of an object from one end to the other in one dimension, usually the longest dimension. Here is an example. The length of a ruler is 30 centimeters. The basic unit of length is meters. Other units such as kilometers, centimeters, and millimeters are multiples or fractions of a meter. Look at that table that has been provided over there. Remember, we said when we convert from bigger units to smaller units, we multiply, and when we convert from smaller units to bigger units, we divide, and we use the multiples of 10 to do so. In this section, most of the time, mistakes that normally occur are when converting from smaller units to bigger units, you tend to multiply instead of dividing, or sometimes you divide instead of multiplying. Here is an advice. Always use the King Harry method to help you remember the rule of conversion. Here is an example on length and distance. The length of a table is 2 meters. Convert the length of the table to centimeter. Remember, we said we must always bring along the King Harry method whenever we do conversion questions. So I'm going to put mine here. Because we are working with length and distance, I will have to bring along the kilometer, the meter, centimeter, and millimeters. Let me just write it nice so that you can see. And millimeters. When we move from kilometers to meters, we multiply by 1,000. From meter to centimeter, we multiply by 100. From centimeter to millimeter, we multiply by 10. And if we move the other way around, from smaller units to bigger units, we will divide using the same value. We are required to convert, I'm going to use the space here. We are required to convert 2 meter to centimeter. So let's check. We are from here going there. The rules say we must multiply. It means we're going to say 2 multiply by there by 100. It's easy, this one, everyone. I know you already know the answer. So it will be 200 centimeters. Here is the second question. The width of a television set is 210 millimeters, and we are required to convert the millimeter to centimeter. So let's start with our calculations. We're going to say 210 millimeter to centimeter. Let's go back to our table. If you convert from millimeter to centimeter, because you are moving from smaller units to bigger units, the rules say we must divide. So in other words, we're going to say 210 divide. Let's look at the value that we are going to divide with there. Because we are dividing, we'll then divide by 10. Please help me calculate this one there at home. We're going to say 210 divide by 10. I got my answer as 21 centimeters, which means if you convert 210 millimeter to centimeters, it will be equivalent to 21 centimeters. Let's carry on. Here is another example. Nathaniel is a cyclist. He rides 10.5 kilometers. And this is daily. What is his daily distance covered in kilometers, in meters? Sorry about that. We say 10.5 kilometer has to be converted to meters. The rule says when you move from bigger units to smaller units, you will multiply. So we then going to say 10.5 multiply by what? it will be a factor of 1,000, remember? So we're going to say 10,5 multiplied by 1,000. Let's use our calculator. We don't want to gamble with marks. So we say 10,5 multiplied by 1,000. This gives us 10,500 meters. We never forget to include the units. As in the exam, we always get those 1 marks, which can change the level that we are going to get in the exam. Let's look at number B. It says it takes him 1,5 hours to ride 10,5 kilometers a day. It says it takes him 1,5 hours to ride 10,5 kilometers a day. How many kilometers can he ride in 5 hours? The best way to answer this one, it is by using the ratio method, where we move from known to unknown. So we were told that it takes him 1,5 hours to cover a distance of 10,5 kilometers. Then the question wanted us to determine the number of kilometers if he has ride for 5 hours. We keep units that are the same on the same side, so hours will go this side. And here, because we are looking for the number of kilometers, we can refer to it as x, which represents the unknown value. Then we're going to cross multiply. The hours will cancel each other. Then we say 1,5 times x, it gives us 1,5x. Then 5 multiplied by 10,5. Help me calculate this one. My answer is 52,5 kilometers. I hope you got the same answer as mine. Now let's divide. Remember, we need x alone because that is what we are solving for. It is our unknown value. Therefore, the rules say we will have to divide by the value that is sitting next to x. And observe the rule that says what you do on the left-hand side, you also do on the right-hand side. So the 2 will cancel one another. Then we say 52,5 divide by 1,5. We get 35 kilometers. In other words, he shall have covered 35 kilometers if he has ridden for 5 hours. Let's carry on. Our next section will be on mass and weight. Mass or weight is the amount of matter in an object. Now let's look at this conversion table over here. When we work with mass, we work with grams, kilograms, centigrams, and milligrams. The same rule still applies, that when you move from smaller units to bigger units, you divide. The typical measuring instruments for weight include different types of scales, such as bathroom, kitchen, fruit and veg, and electronic luggages scale. The basic unit of mass, which is sometimes referred to as weight, is kilograms. The other units, such as gram and milligram, are multiples of kilograms. Let us quickly go on an ad break, and we will see more questions when we come back. Drink more water and bring more energy. I will see you after this.